Hey, sorry I haven't blogged in a while, but I've been busy. I'm working on a new movie script. It's called, let's see. I don't know if you could read it, but it says Two Worlds. It's basically like a fusion between, Titanic and Forrest Gump. I came up with this idea, literally because of a Saturday Night Live skit when Justin Timberlake was hosting, and he he plays his great-great-grandfather on a cruise ship onto, well, the Paris Island from some other country, and he was saying, "Oh yes, my grandson will be a famous singer," or whatever the fuck he said. And so I started to think about like how I used to be when I was immature, and basically, if you've known me since the 5th grade, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I play a very childlike character. His name is Lenny Goldman, except he goes by Coleman because it takes place in the mid-40s, and he's from Germany, so I don't need to explain why. Anyway, he meets a Italian Catholic girl named Jasmine, and she's very accepting, and once he tells her that he's Jewish, she really doesn't care, but she worries about what her dad might think because her dad is actually anti-Semitic. For those of you who don't know what that means, is he's racist towards Jewish people. Yep. Anyway, so at first Jasmine has this asshole boyfriend who is also anti-Semitic, and once he finds out that Lenny loves her. By the way, this takes place on a cruise ship. That's why it's like Titanic. But at the same time, the only similarities this movie has with Titanic is the fact that it's on a cruise ship, and the main character, who's a guy, falls in love with the main character, who's a girl who already has a boyfriend. But other than that, it's nothing like Titanic. And the reason why it's like Forrest Gump is because I never really say it in the movie, but Lenny is dyslexic, and he has a learning disability, so people treat him like he's stupid. And I know that all too well. Anyway, I've been busy with this movie, and, well, actually, back to what I was saying before. Once her boyfriend finds out that Lenny likes her, and he's Jewish, he has to be the asshole and tells Jasmine's dad about it. It's just like, I get that you don't like the guy, but you don't have to rat him out. That just makes you look like a bitch. Anyway, so obviously Jasmine's dad changes his mind about Lenny and says to Jasmine that, oh, you can't talk to him anymore. Just because he's Jewish? What the fuck? I mean, Catholics are the most devoted Christians on the planet. And let me say this, I'm just gonna say it out loud. I don't even care. If you're a Christian at all, you're worshiping Jesus. Jesus was Jewish, you dumbasses. If you're a Christian, you worship a fucking Jew. And you can say, oh, but the Jews had him condemned. Well, you worship him because he died for our sins. If it wasn't for the Jews, he never would have died. If he never died, he never would have died for our sins. Therefore, we would have no reason to turn to him. So, instead of hating the Jews, you should be thanking them. I mean, like, sure, a lot of people don't like the Muslims because of what happened with 9/11, but, I mean, Sohaib is Muslim, and he even said himself, Islam is actually a very peaceful religion. Anyway, back to what I was saying about the movie. Anyway, what I find funny is there's a character named Drunk Chad, which, by his name, I don't even need to explain what he's like. But get this, the local drunk is the one person who gives the wise words of advice, especially to Jasmine's dad, and talks her dad into giving Lenny a second chance. And then obviously Jasmine and Lenny get together, and that's basically the premise of the movie. But there's a lot of drama in between. If you want to know the details, you're gonna have to wait till I finish the script to show you. Anyway, back to the blog. Alright, now some people have been commenting on the last blog I made. Well, the last one I uploaded about my former addiction. Well, the reason why I've decided to come out with it is because, well, looking back on it now, I'm not as ashamed of it. But the reason why I am ashamed of it is because I was primarily raised by my mom and my grandma. So I was brought up to respect women. And if you want... and by becoming addicted to porn, I was disrespecting women. And that really turned around and bit me in the ass. Especially in 5th grade when it started. That was the worst year of my life. Anyway, the reason why I came out is because, like, a lot of celebrities suffered from porn addiction. Sorry, I had a little scratch underneath my nose. Anyway, hold up. Ugh. Ah. Nah, that's better. Anyway, Tiger Woods, David Duchovny, and even Terry Crews came out and said that he suffered from porn addiction for so long. Longer than me, actually. And the reason why I became addicted is because my real dad was a porn addict himself and a drug addict, so he passed the addictive gene on to me. So it's really not entirely my fault, but I can't blame it entirely on him. Anyway, I felt the need to confess because I've come to terms with my past, and if you follow my Instagram, you'd see that I took those 2 posts down explaining my porn addiction because my mom and my sister... Bunny, will you stop it? I'm trying to do a blog. Shut the hell up. Stop stomping. Sorry about that. Anyway, so my mom and my sister started following me on Instagram, and I didn't want them to see it, so I had to take them down out of respect for them. And I just have one last thing to say about my real dad. Bunny, knock it off. What I'm gonna say, all I have to say about my real dad is, I finally found it in my heart to forgive him for everything that he's done. Because he gave me life. And even though I never knew him, at least I know what not to do in life because I have learned from his mistakes. And hold up. My braces. There was something in my braces. Anyway. So there's really no reason to go on hating him because I never really knew him. And it's just not the right thing to do. I mean, Jesus never really knew God until he died. Anyway. Bunny, stop stomping. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch me next week. Or whenever I get the chance to blog. Thanks for watching. Bye.